while many people, or at least most people in the entire world, know about the beautiful, stunning white marble Taj Mahal of Agra, do you know that there is also a Red Taj Mahal in Agra? Having lived in Agra for 25 years of my early life, I did not know, and even after that I'm a frequent visitor to Agra, and it's only recently that I came to know that there is a Red Taj Mahal also in Agra, mini, smaller one, much smaller. I will not even say it's a version of the original Taj Mahal, but that it is similar to that, which is hidden safely right in the heart. It's not exactly the heart, but in the hustle bustle of a very busy part of Agra. But it's there in a small by-lane, and it's a beautiful structure. While the White Taj Mahal was built by an emperor in the memory of his beloved queen, the Red Taj Mahal was built by an ordinary woman, a widow of named Anne Hessing. She built this Red Taj Mahal in the memory of her husband. She and her children together built this Taj Mahal. So the White Taj Mahal was built by the emperor with the money that he got from the taxes of ordinary people, toiling people. Here was a struggling woman grieving for her husband, and in his memory she made this memorial tomb. After his death in 1803. Now you might as well ask, what was a Dutch gentleman doing in India, and why were his whole family here in India? What was it? So there were many Europeans in the 18th century who came to India while Europe was in an expansion form. They came to India and they were employed by Indian rulers and Indian army chiefs to work for them, to work in their armies. So there were people who came from more or less many parts of Europe who came here, and it's really so thrilling for me to know that people from Europe used to come here seeking employment. In the 18th and the 19th century, there was thousands of Europeans who came to India looking for employment. Mainly they were mercenaries. Now what is meant by mercenaries? Mercenaries were people who could be hired by anyone who could pay whatever they were demanding. So, and they had no actual loyalty towards anyone. Anyone giving a higher wage, they would switch sides and go to that person. Please see the chart here. There are far too many here, the ones that I could identify, and there must have been many more. There are far too many to be called out individually, to be named individually, but I'll tell you who were their employers. So they were employed by Mughal Empire and allied courts, and then by Tipu Sultan in Mysore, Begum Samru in Sardhana and Jharsa. That Begum Samru employed some Europeans. In fact, first she was employed by a European who later on became her husband, and after she started ruling, she employed Europeans. You could see the details in my video on Begum Samru. You will surely enjoy it. The Maratha Empire, that is the Scindias of Gwalior, Nizam of Hyderabad, and then the Sikh Empire beginning with Maharaja Ranjit Singh, and maybe some others like the Jat kings of Bharatpur and some other maybe smaller rulers who were all fighting amongst each other. The main thing to note here is that these people from Europe were employed by Indian rulers, Indian chiefs, for fighting against the British. Amongst them was William Hessing, whose grave lies in Agra. Red Taj Mahal lies in the Roman Catholic cemetery, also known as Old Armenian Cemetery, as Emperor Akbar granted land to Armenian Christians in the 17th century. It includes graves from various European nationalities, including Portuguese, Dutch, British and Armenians. The architecture of the tombs here are a blend of Mughal and European styles, which reflects the rich and cosmopolitan past of Agra. Now coming to William Hessing, who is entombed in the Red Taj Mahal in Agra, He was born in Utrecht in 1739 and at the tender age of 13 entered the military service of the VOC, that is the United Dutch East India Company, and arrived in Ceylon in 1752. Went back to Holland after 5 years, but again in 1763 he returned. After the British takeover of the Dutch settlements in India, Hessing sought employment in the military groups of Indian rulers and warlords. He first entered the army of the Nizam and then in 1784 he joined Scindia. However, he had some disagreements with senior officers and wanted to quit, but Mahatji Scindia did not let him go. So Hessing went with Mahatji to Pune. In 1794, Mahatji died, but Daulat Rao Scindia retained Hessing and gave him command of a brigade of 4 battalions. Due to ill health, he resigned from his command of 4 battalions and was succeeded by his son George Hessing, who was then only 18 years old. William Hessing, the father, then became Commandant of Agra Fort and the Maratha forces there. He died in harness on July 21st, 1803. So next time, whenever you are visiting the White Taj Mahal of Agra, don't forget to visit the Red Taj Mahal as well.